Imagine a town where the most powerful family is accused of being the biggest crooks. Welcome to Port Arthur, Texas. The Friedmans, a family that built a marine empire worth $100 million, are now facing charges of fraud, racketeering, and theft. Captain William F. Friedman, the patriarch, was a genuine sea captain since 1922, respected and feared on the waterfront. But behind the facade of success, there were whispers of corruption and theft, especially from a man named Jimmy Lee. Jimmy Lee, a reformed drunk and troublemaker, accused the Friedmans of stealing millions of gallons of diesel fuel. Jimmy's accusations seemed wild, but he was determined to bring the Friedmans to justice, even if it meant going to prison himself. In January 1983, Jimmy filed a lawsuit against the Friedmans, charging them with violations of federal antitrust laws and RICO. The Friedmans denied all allegations and countersued, accusing the Lees of the same crimes. The court did not dismiss Jimmy's suit, and the FBI intensified its investigation into the waterfront's corruption. The Friedmans' empire began to crumble as more evidence of their illegal activities surfaced. John Palmer, a former friend and employee, testified against the Friedmans, revealing their schemes to underdeliver fuel. Palmer's testimony was a turning point, exposing the Friedmans' use of hit valves and fudge factors to cheat customers. The Friedmans' shipyard had built fuel barges with hidden pipes to steal fuel, a practice known as hitting boats. Despite their denials, the Friedmans' records showed a pattern of theft and fraud, leading to a federal grand jury investigation. The Lees' lawsuit gained momentum as other midstream operators, like the Bean family, joined the fight against the Friedmans. The Friedmans' countersuit for $100 million was seen as a desperate attempt to deflect attention from their crimes. The grand jury investigation revealed that the Friedmans had been double-dipping, using government-leased vessels for private jobs. The Friedmans' corruption extended to paying kickbacks to corporate executives to secure contracts. Carl Nutter, a Union Carbide executive, admitted to taking kickbacks from the Friedmans, further implicating them in fraud. The Friedmans' illegal activities were not limited to fuel theft, they also overbilled the government for fuel and equipment. The Department of Defense had been paying millions for underutilized and overcharged services from the Friedmans. Despite the mounting evidence, the Friedmans continued to deny any wrongdoing, maintaining their innocence. In January 1986, the lawsuits were settled, but the terms were not disclosed, leaving many questions unanswered. The federal investigation continued, threatening to cost the Friedmans millions and years in prison. Jimmy Lee was willing to go to prison as long as he could see the Friedmans in the next cell. The Friedmans' social standing in Port Arthur was at risk, as their empire faced potential collapse. The once respected family was now seen as a symbol of corruption and greed, their legacy tarnished. Port Arthur, a town built on oil and industry, was now a battleground for justice and retribution. The Friedmans' story is a cautionary tale of how power and wealth can corrupt even the most respected families. As the investigation continues, the fate of the Friedmans hangs in the balance, with the possibility of losing everything. Jimmy Lee's relentless pursuit of justice has exposed the dark underbelly of Port Arthur's waterfront. Stay tuned to see if the Friedmans will face the consequences of their actions. This is a story you won't want to miss.